In high definition, this is News Channel 5, where the news comes first.
The St. Louis Archdiocese comes under fire for funding an anti-gay marriage campaign in Maine. Good evening. Catholics attending Mass at the St. Louis's Cathedral Basilica today were greeted by demonstrators. They were protesting a recent decision by St. Louis's new Archbishop on how to use $10,000 in special funding. News Channel 5's Mike Garrity has tonight's top story.
This is a church that does stand up for the poor. This is a church that stands up for the marginalized or oppressed. Who would not say Mother Teresa's order did not stand up for the poor? Amen.
Thank you. Starting at 7:30 a.m. Sunday, what grew into a crowd of both Catholic and non-Catholic gay marriage supporters all demonstrated against a recent decision to use church funds to fund an out-of-state political campaign against gay marriage. Many felt the money could have been better used by Catholic charities.
Catholic schools are facing budget cuts. We just feel that that money could have helped so many more people here in St. Louis.
This is the way things looked during the height of Sunday's demonstration. During the middle of noon Mass, a crowd of well over 100 people stood outside holding signs in front of the Cathedral Basilica.
Seems to me an interference of religion in the political sphere, and I think if the church wants to do that, then it should be taxed like other political action groups.
Although some in the crowd came carrying anti-Catholic signs, organizers said this was not a rally against the church itself. Meanwhile, there was a mix of reaction from Catholic church goers.
I thought it was a very good way of spending that money. Yes, I was all for it.
Money should be spent in the city. We have poor here. We have people who are sleeping in boxes. We have much better things to spend our money on. I don't appreciate sending the money to Maine.
It's in defense of marriage between men and women, and it's highly appropriate.
Meanwhile, St. Louis's Archbishop was out of town Sunday, but did issue a lengthy statement. In part, it said, quote, "Separation of church and state does not mean that faith-filled people lose their right to speak out publicly and engage in the political process. The Catholic Church always tries to follow the teachings of Jesus in welcoming all people. Supporting homosexuals does not mean we can change Christ's teaching on the nature of marriage." In St. Louis, Mike Garrity, News Channel 5.
Organizers of today's demonstration say they hope to meet with the Archbishop when he returns to St. Louis from his Thanksgiving trip. We are posting St. Louis Archbishop Robert Carlson's entire statement on KSDK.com.